So to start with my ask, so this is going to be rougher and more hairy than Asper and Barnaby because we're very much in development phase and we're about to go out and just test product market fit. So literally like the threshold feedback I'm looking for is, as you say, Stuart, is this something people want or need? And if you answer that threshold question with yes, then what I would really, really love from you is introductions to people in the space so I can go out and make sure that I do have product market fit. But I'm building Prav.AI. What is Prav.AI? Well, it's a machine learning method of handling huge amounts of data, but the core insight that we're trying to propagate is this many labs, one data set theory, and we want to use this theory to make doing good much more efficient and impactful. So to bring it to life, there are, at least in the US, 1.488 million charitable organizations. They are all good at some things and they are all bad at other things in different degrees and different variations. So here are some of the problems that they encounter, but because they have a different set of data, a different set of purpose, a different set of challenges, a different set of abilities, they're all actually laboratories. And so what Prav.AI is planning to do is to bring all of that data together, assign it to a common taxonomy, vector it to data sets such as consumer behavior, demographic behavior, potentially tax behavior, run that through a machine learning algorithm, and then provide value back to our customers to give them up-to-the-minute insights, accurate resource allocation maps and best practice playbooks so they can get out there and make sure that they're raising money effectively and spending money effectively. So to bring the value proposition to life a little bit, in exchange for your data, access to your data, and some kind of fee structure, TBC, what you get back is unique real-time data insights from a data set that aggregates thousands of charities doing things that are like you and things that are not like you. So it'll be data from a Wyoming cat shelter matched to a Australian cancer charity, matched to a Scottish football association, matched to, and so on and so on and so on. Thousands of laboratories, thousands of data sets brought together to make sure that for your Wyoming cat sanctuary, you know that actually the best thing that you can do is to go out with 5 volunteers to the farmers markets that are in spring and shake buckets, but then you should allocate the rest of your resources to a direct mail campaign to this particular demographic. And that will be down to the playbook level, because the idea is we want to have vast pools of data. Once you have that vast pool of data, you can also bring some really cutting edge finance techniques, or even just bog standard finance techniques to charitable organizations that were never open to them before. So if we think of modern portfolio theory, where someone building a portfolio of bonds will have A, B, C to junk bonds, and they'll have them in different proportions based on their risk tolerance and what reward they want, we can also advise these charitable organizations that, hey, these kind of activities are higher yield but carry a higher risk. So this is the perfect blend for you to achieve the revenue you want with the predictability you want. And then finally, of course, you can't have a AI product these days without a LLM tagged onto it. And so Prav.AI will allow you to both talk to your data and talk to the larger data set. And that ease of use drives greater adoption. Greater adoption drives more data for Prav.AI to process, drives better results back to you as the customer. Where does it go to next? So again, the core insight, the core thing that we're building, the key piece of technology is the many labs, one data set theory. So we're solving scale with scale, right? So there are lots of small businesses out there that may want to cooperate in
That's
this
your
way.
5 minutes, Jeremy.
Okay, great. And then the final example is there's also large service businesses out there. So for example, KPMG in Stockholm will be doing something that KPMG in Sydney is interested in, and KPMG London will want to know the results of those experiments as well. So this can also work within large multinational corporations as well. Thank you so much. Again, the ask is connections and threshold question. Does this need to exist?
Okay, thanks, Jeremy. So Tiana, over to you for the first one. Does it need to exist, and what questions do you have for Jeremy?
Well, this is a question difficult to say while watching a pitch like this, Jeremy. I think the pitch needs some more specific details, because nowadays we have so many data analytics tools, and the value proposition is actually exactly like you were saying. It's pretty generic. You're going to get set of data that's going to influence your decision making, and your decision making is going to influence your, and we keep hearing this all the time. It's very general, right? So I think we need something more specific, some examples, like what kind of data, what kind of decisions, what kind of situations. Storytelling might be maybe a good solution for your pitch, where you mention a certain organization, their challenges, their attempts to solve, why these attempts were failing, how your solution can go about this. I think we need some more specifics, because otherwise this exact question that you are asking is the question we are having in our mind as well. So yeah, that would be my comment on this pitch.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate the feedback. Yeah, to potentially bring it to life, the core value proposition is currently there's, as you say, 100 data analytics firms out there that will consult with you on your data set, and they may vector that to some proprietary data sets that they have. The thing that we're doing different is we're saying join a community of hopefully thousands of organizations. So no matter what you're looking to do, it has some data there to say that this is the best way to do it. So instead of a one-to-one relationship, we're talking a one-to-many. So you get richer insights. But I appreciate that probably needs a narrative to bring that to life. So it's a really valuable comment.
I would say so. Sure.
Thanks, Tiana. Pedro, what question do you want to have for Jeremy on this? And do you think it needs to exist in the world?
Maybe. I agree with Tiana. You need to have a clearer use case, because you are talking about data pooling. This reminds me of the old days of database, and the people tend to pull databases. And the thing is, unless I see a real value in that, where should I be sharing my information?
Yeah.
And maybe if you could find, since you are trying to focus, for example, on charity, as you said, maybe, for example, if you could find like an angle, like how to best invest in a specific area, let's say elderly care, or how to, build a budget for next year based on, existing, whatever, I don't know. Because other than that, you're just saying, okay, I have a great machine that can, use a lot of data and generate a lot of results, and congratulations. Okay. And another thing I would like to address is, if you don't have context data, it's hard to understand the needs and the results. And I understood the example you gave with the Scottish entity and the Australian one. But for example, if I'm taking care, if just focus, let's say, on primary care on elderly people, it's not the same being on a small town in Portugal and sharing and comparing this information to an equivalent entity in, say, London or say Nairobi. Okay, and so unless you have and the ability to manage and retrieve and manage that data can generate a negative impact on the results, or on the usability of results. I think you addressed something there that could be quite interesting, which is generating eventually. You talked about bonds, for example. maybe this could be another way of creating a method for investors in this area. People that want to put money supporting causes, and for example, how to screen different opportunities, and for example, select areas or specific entities to send the money to. And you could do this like a huge crowdsourcing platform that was being fed by these things like that. And sometimes examples can be terrible, but I think maybe in that specific area you could have an opportunity, because the value of your huge data set could support the sense of not protection, but of risk management of the money that I'm putting, because we're assessing the credibility, we're assessing the results, we're assessing how they do perform against equivalent entities, even if one is a dog shelter and the other one is whatever it is. Maybe in that specific area can find opportunities. Definitely, I see value in pooling data and extracting knowledge. The way it's less about technology and algorithms and more about use cases. That would be my comment and my feedback on you. But I would love to hear more about this. Hope you don't quit.
Thanks, Petr. I really appreciate it.